Hello everybody, I'm Gary Massa with Massa & Associates, and welcome to the What's New in Real Estate in 2021 edition of Tips Tuesday. Again, this is going to be a 3-part series because it would be a really long video, and I know you all know I love to talk a lot, but let's try to keep it to small chunks so you will actually watch. So thanks for joining me. Again, this segment is about Proposition 19, the tax transfer basis in California. This is a law that I believe a lot of people have been waiting for many years. This year, and what was actually passed is kind of controversial. We'll talk about the two different sides of it, but the positive side of it, there's been a lot of people that I've been speaking to over the last 5, even 10 years that have been in their homes for maybe 20, 30 years. They've raised their families, and now times have changed and they need to move to more of an appropriate type of housing, like they want to downsize into a single level, or maybe downsize from the big ranch house to a single level, but by the beach, so it's more convenient to get any place. But their tax basis is so low that if they actually sold and bought a new home, even buying the same of what they sold their home, their current home at, what the previous law was, they still can't afford to to pay the taxes, because maybe they're on fixed income or they're just not making as much money, and that move financially would be crippling. So this particular law that was just passed, again, Proposition 19, it will take effect on April 1st of 2021. And basically, for any person that sells real property that is over 55, is severely disabled, or is a victim of a wildfire, needs to go out and buy a new home, can transfer their tax basis of the exiting property up to 3 times in their lifetime, regardless of what the price of the new home was. So previously there was a lot of limitations. It had to be at the same, or if it was a year later, there was like a 5% above the sales price of the exiting property, or below, that you had to purchase, which didn't make a whole lot of sense for most people anyways. And there was only 7 counties that were participating. Now it's all over the entire state of California. You can transfer that tax basis, and you have up to 2 years after the sale of that exiting property to transfer that tax basis. Okay, so a lot of people, I feel like this is going to help a lot of people that have been stuck or trapped in their homes just because they can't afford the new taxes if they did move, or they've already utilized the tax benefit. Because again, let's face it, when you're 55, the home that's more appropriate that you want to maybe move into and transfer the tax basis is going to be different than what you need when you're 75, or even if you're 90. And since we're all living over 100 these days, obviously there's a few more type of homes that one might want to own that's more appropriate. Okay, so that is the what I feel like is the exciting part about Proposition 19. There's another piece of it. There was a segment of our population that is not so excited about Prop 19, and that's about the basically the transfer between parent to kid or grandparent to kid, and basically the inheritance transfer tax. There's some new laws surrounding that that some people aren't as excited about, and we're going to get into that next time, how it works, when it starts, etc. So please tune in. If you have any other questions about how these new laws going into effect, feel free to ask me. I always have to advise you to talk to your attorney, a real estate attorney, and or your tax advisor to get the full statement of how that's going to work for you. But I'm happy to answer any questions I can and get you going in the right direction. So again, Gary Massa signing off for Tips Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next Tuesday.